Hey everybody, it's Casey. I thought I would change up the background this time. I was kind of getting bored looking at videos of the bed in the background. One day I would definitely like to take the camera outside and take it along the adventure with me through DC. Maybe I'll sit on the steps of the Library of Congress. But for now, I thought I would switch it up. And as you can see in the background here, I started a mural on my wall. Basically, I got paper and putty and just overlapped them together, and I decided that in my spare time that I have so much of, I would draw. It's kind of something that's therapeutic for me. So you can see the tidal basin, and that was kind of based on a picture that I took, and you can see the Starbucks coffee, and then you can also see where I drew We the People, and down further you can kind of see it. You can see I'm trying to avoid y'all seeing all my junk too. You can see the DuPont fountain. That was the most recent addition, and then of course the coffee has to be sitting on all the books that I've been reading. It's a mural that's just kind of, I mean, it's not like something that I'm gonna ever finish. It's just kind of one of those. If I decide one day that I want to keep adding on to it, I will. So anyways, I thought that'd be something fun to add as a different kind of background. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to get going with what else has been going on because there's a lot. First, I'm going to start off with Mike Night. Some friends and I went to Busboys and Poets, and they have a couple of them here in DC. But this one we went to was over near Gallery Place. And so what we decided to do was, it's actually a restaurant and a place where you can go hear people do these open mic night events. And we had already had dinner, but we thought we would go out and hear these people sing and everything. And so you pay like a small fee to get in. It's like $3 or something like that. And they give you a wristband, and you can go back there and you can order food, wine, whatever. And they have people sign up on a list, and just whatever they want to sing. They have to be creative. They have to make up their own songs. It has to be all original. And so that was really cool. We got to hear a bunch of different people. My favorite though was a girl. She had this lime green guitar, and she was more of a rocker type, but she was really good. I enjoyed her performance. And we even had a guy with a harmonica, which he didn't use though. Like, he was playing guitar and he had like a harmonica thing that came up to his mouth, but he never actually used it. But that might have been because sorry, what was slightly more exciting maybe than the open mic night was the fact that the building next door caught on fire while we were all sitting here. And so we're all sitting there, watching people perform, and all of a sudden we see these blinking red lights, and we're like, looking around us, like, what's going on? And so then we see these fire trucks pull up, and we're kind of like, okay, I mean, it's one fire truck, and nothing to get too alarmed about. And then we start seeing 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'm telling you, there were 4. Actually, there were 7 total, because my friends and I went outside to see what all the commotion was about. And I'm not kidding you when I say they had 7 fire trucks. We're not talking like the little ones either. We're talking the massive, huge ones with the ladders. And they had about 5 police cars, like 3 blocking off the street and 2 monitoring the situation. And apparently what had happened was there was a fire that had started in the building next door. They were condos. And actually, some of our friends, or one of our friends, is staying there. So we were really freaking out. We were like, oh my gosh, what happened? Is she okay? And I thought it was a lot of fire trucks for this thing where you couldn't even see flames. I mean, you could see smoke. But I realized, for them, and I guess in a city type setting, you need to be able to take down that fire right away. Otherwise, that's a whole city block that goes up in flames. So fire is a very, very serious thing here in the city. So anyways, but all that aside, open mic night was more exciting than we had anticipated. But either way, we had a good time, and nobody was hurt. They got the fire out, and it was all right. But anyways, sorry, I'm working from a list here, so I'm trying to figure out what else is next. St. Patrick's Day, I actually got to go to another congressional hearing. It was on the Class Act, and this one was really wild because the last one I'd gone to for veterans, it was more of like things that they were proposing for the new year. There really wasn't like Republican, Democrat, objections on either side. It was more of like, this is what we've been doing, this is what we're planning on doing, this is what we want to propose. this was like this is more of what I would think of as a congressional hearing. Like, you had the Republicans sitting on one side, the Democrats on the other, and they were debating about this issue. And it was kind of funny too, because there was I can't remember what the organization was, but they had brought these huge pins that were green, and it's like they were like, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say they were this big. Oh wait, I have one. I'll show you. Was I kidding? They're huge. Anyways, so this was the Class Act pin, and it says class in case you don't have a pot of gold. So they were really running with the whole like St. Patrick's Day theme. I'll just throw that over there. And they also had green berets that they were passing out. They had green t-shirts. I have a green t-shirt. I couldn't get out of there without them, forcing me to take one. And so that was wild. I had no idea that people could just like, I guess, almost campaign and like, it was almost like a rally. Like, I didn't realize people could do that in congressional hearings, but it was really cool. And so that was just a really neat process to watch, to just kind of watch the back and forth between the Democrats and the Republicans, and to kind of watch how, people got a certain amount of allotted time to speak. So anyways, that was neat. And after I left there, as I was trying to go back to here, to my home, we were stopped on the sidewalk, and like nobody was going anywhere, and there were like crowds of people. And so I asked the officer, I'm like, what's going on? Is there a problem? And he said, oh no, we have just VIP people coming through the area. And I was like, VIP people? So I leaned over to the lady next to me, and I'm like, what's going on? And she was like, oh, President Obama, he's here, on Capitol Hill. And I was like, what? And she was like, yes. And so she said that he was supposed to be rolling up the street that we were on, but apparently they decided to take him in a different entrance. But they were basically shutting down Capitol Hill. Like, nobody, no tourists, nobody was walking through there. And when I say security was alive and well, they really were. I mean, we had people with huge machine guns, guys and cops in cars with binoculars all over the place. And but what was funny is we're sitting there and I'm hearing bagpipes. And I'm like, what is going on? And apparently they were bagpiping, for President Obama. They were all lined up on the steps at the Capitol and welcoming him, to there. And so we all had to stay in lockdown until he was securely inside. And then, of course, they released everybody. It was like a huge wave of people like walking all over Capitol Hill. And so that was kind of cool. Even though we didn't get to see the president, it was just kind of a cool event that, that happened. But other than that, I'm just going to cut it here since that was a lot in one video, but wanted to keep y'all updated, and there are more videos to come, so stay tuned.